last night at Roxbury.
Every summer, there's a couple of standout rides where, a couple extra people show up, the weather is immaculate, everything kind of just falls together nicely, and this was one of those rides. So I just want to bring you along and tell you a bit about it. It was 150 kilometers in the south of Sydney, specifically Wollongong Way, up Mount Keira, down Mount Kembla, quick coffee stop at the bottom of Kembla, and then coast road all the way back. Right off the bat, when I got to Sado, Pete, the guy in the tattoos, I thought he was wearing a wife beater, like a singlet, but it's actually a cargo base layer with pockets. It's a bold choice, I'll give him that. It's even bolder than Mace's really loud kit.
That is so loud. It's like Aztec-y, but I don't know. It's everything.
It didn't really match. I loved it. I don't think I could rock something that loud, but let me know if you can in the comments. Also, back to Pete's kit. My 30-year-old self, 31 actually, all I'm hearing is
There's nothing healthy about a tan.
And man, the tan lines that he had by the end of the day were pretty gnarly. I couldn't live with myself if I had those tan lines. It would make my moobs look like actual boobs. The pace going south was prompter than usual. I found myself struggling to hold a conversation with Josh, who I hadn't caught up with in a while. It made me a bit worried because it's a big day. And then all of a sudden, from Stanwell Tops to Bulli, which is a 10-15 kilometer stretch of road that's undulating and slightly uphill, we started chopping off and rolling turns. It was John's idea. He just instigated it and everyone just followed. I don't know why, but yeah, the pace was kind of on. I'd say the turns were 350 watts kind of for that, 20 seconds you're on the front before someone rolls through. Nothing crazy, but more than I was expecting on the ride down before some massive hills that we've got coming up Mount Keira. You get to the top of Bulli, and Bulli Pass is a pretty big descent. It's a fast descent. But there were cars. Saturday, mid-morning, not mid-morning, 7:30ish, 8 a.m. at this point. And we got held up behind cars, so no Strava, descent KOMs, which I'm completely okay with. I'm just over 30, as I mentioned before, and the days of risking my life on descents are still there, but a bit less now. That risk to reward ratio is way less. On the topic of descending, it's probably a good time to talk about the rubber I'm using. I got a 32mm Maxxis Refuse on the back, which I just swapped out from the Pirelli brace tire. I think it's the TLR 30 I had on the back. So I'm running something that's an endurance tire that's 2mm wider. And I will say that the 32mm actually feels firmer than the 30mm race tire. And I ran them both at 55 PSI.
Oh, I've missed it.
Once we got to the bottom of Bulli Pass, we took Memorial Drive all the way to Wollongong, which is a motorway. There's a shoulder, so it's not too dangerous. It's just some debris on the road. And we just went through the suburbs after that, and then it takes you to the base of Mount Keira, which is in the suburbs. So you're passing houses as you're climbing Mount Keira. If you've never done Mount Keira before, it starts in the suburbs, as you can see. It's pretty steep in the beginning. I don't know the average grade. I'll put it on the screen. But after the initial steep section, which let's call it 3 to 4 or 5 minutes maybe, it levels off and it's a really gradual and consistent climb. In the past, I've used it for my FTP tests out on the road, and I would fully recommend it if you don't like doing FTP tests on the trainer or indoors. The only problem with this is, it's 50k south of Sutherland, so it's probably 75k south of the Sydney CBD. It's a long way to go, but if you just cruise it down or catch a train part way, I think it's worth it. It's a great climb to do. Up Mount Keira, I did 290 watt average for the 20 minutes. Told you, it's about a 20-minute climb. It was hot, but I was well fueled, so it was good. I think I was doing it a little bit tougher than others. I don't think my power to weight ratio is as good as all the other riders. Everyone there is a great rider, by the way. I'm definitely not the strongest in the group at all, especially not for climbing. I'm about like 4 or 5 kilos heavier now that I'm doing triathlon versus when I was just only cycling. So it felt kind of tough. I'm about 68, 69 kilos at the moment, up from like 65, 66. Yeah, but I got to the top, I was well fueled, and when we got to the base of that climb, we were about 2 and a bit hours in. I had eaten at that point 100 grams of carbs for breakfast, a Cliff Bar, and about 50 grams of carbs that were in my bottle. I think I slammed a gel too, so I was like 200 grams of carbs deep, to be honest, which is plenty for at 2 hours of riding in.
What do you got, Brock?
So pure.
What flavour?
I don't know. Raspberry.
Raspberry. What's in your pockets?
Fresh air. Nah, I got a couple of gels.
Show us, what do you got?
I've
What's the stash?
I've got 3 gels left. I've got 1 more of these and 2 more of these.
Flavours?
Cola, lemon, caffeine, no caffeine. And I got race fuel in the bottles today. Might get sassy on the way home, you never know.
You're too distracting.
In his boy band top.
Have you watched Night at the Roxbury? What are you munching on?
M's power cookie.
Looks
Fuck,
sensual.
they're going the gearbox.
What's in your pockets?
Snakes,
Come
150 grams and 150 grams of sugar. So that should get me like 4 hours, and then I'll have a sausage roll at little treat.
The weirdest thing to have cravings for on a hot summer's day. I just want
Oh, mate.
a sosso.
It's an Aussie classic.
Onto the descent down Mount Kembla. And this descent is, you got to keep your wits about you. The road is narrow, it's quite dead, and Sydney's had a lot of windy and like kind of inclement weather the last couple of weeks. So there was debris on the road and it was a pretty fast descent. It kind of has these sections where it goes down for a bit and then it kind of flattens off, then down again. It's always like keeping your mind occupied. You can't just like kind of go on autopilot and switch off. And also I haven't done it a million times. I've only ridden up it a couple times in my life. Yeah, so I hit this stick on one of the fast bends and it honestly scared the living daylights out of me. I definitely took it easier after that. When we get to the bottom of Mount Kembla, there's a cafe that Mace took us to called Brown Sugar. Love that name, by the way. How good is it? And this is the point where I think I could have made some smarter decisions. I got a small cappuccino and this little hazelnut caramelized slice thing. Bloody delicious, by the way. It went down an absolute treat. But I should have known at this point that I've gone through all my nutrition in my bottles. I've only got a couple muesli bars left and a small handful of snakes. And we've got like 3 hours of hard riding along the coast. And there is no bailout. Like you have to go up big climbs in the heat to get back to Sutherland. Like I don't want to catch a train. That's not an option today. Like I'm feeling good and I want to let the good times roll, you know? So for God's sake, Chris, why didn't you just grab 10 packets of sugar? That's like an extra 50 grams. Or like just get a juice out of the fridge or something to put in your bottles. So I really enjoyed what I had, but like, come on, think. Anyway, it was a great stop. Got to pat a dog. We had some good banter and whatnot.
Yeah, that's it.
Then the ride home began.
That time the bell's on there. Okay, that should do it. Thank you.
Sweaty boy. Tech.
I think they're doing full park too.
Nah, they're going up waterfall for sure. It just,
John goes, full park, and I said, oh, I guess so, I might die. And he goes, I like the spirit. And then in my head, I'm like, I'll just drop myself at the cemetery on the way home.
save some room for me.
Where's white sugar, Chris?
He's coming.
Yeah, so's Christmas.
Places to be today, John.
Yeah, on the lounge.
Parking up. Pun intended.
Hey, look when you put sunscreen on, it just mixes with all sweat.
That's where mine's at the
With
moment.
the salt, you can have an exfoliant.
I love when it gets in my eyes.
Granules, yeah.
It's beautiful.
You don't do the forehead, do you?
I don't because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I learnt that trick a long time ago.
Scratch.
Is that is your tank top, Pete? Is that an undershirt? A cargo undershirt?
It's a cargo undershirt, yeah. Yeah. That's what it's branded as, yeah. I don't know why. Like, to wear it like this, I get it, because
I thought you were about
it
to
is
say.
what it is, but I don't get why you'd wear a cargo undershirt.
Hey, means the access for
If you wear a loose overshirt.
But if you wear a tee,
If
if
you
you,
wear a
just wear a
t-shirt,
t-shirt,
Fine.
waterfall or park? Keep us guessing till. I'll just wait to see.
Oh,
Here it comes.
What do you want me to tell you?
Nothing.
waterfall's got a nicer ring to it.
It's one of the sausage rolls. All day, just been craving
Bit
it.
aggressive. I'm gonna put it out there. Bit aggressive, mate.
I like how you're just grabbing life by the horns after this crash. You know what you want and you're not going to settle.
There's no time to around. You never know when a guardrail could get you.
They're all out trying to get you.
Look at
So
that
you should fucking see the right in Josh Valley at the moment.
Yeah, white sugar. Woo!
Masonic.
I was in the shower.
How was it?
I honestly thought it was raining for a second there.
I got covered in jazz.
Spray. We're all wet now.
Yeah,
Josh.
I thought it was raining.
Sorry, fellas.
Yeah, it's got air. It's definitely got a
It's coming.
Is it not all over here? Like it's
Yeah.
on your bike.
Mate, it's all over everybody else.
Yeah. We're getting jizzed all over.
There's not a single cut on it. That's what it looks like.
That's cool, man. We'll go wash our bikes.
The way back home, awesome ride, immaculate day, just cruising along the coast road in the summer weather with a good crew. It's just good times, you know. I think I was having an exceptionally good day this day because I'm definitely not having 60 to 100 grams of carbs per hour at this point, and we've done some intensity so far, you know, and I have only got probably like 100 grams of carbs left for, you know, 3 hours of riding. Like, I'm doing okay to ration it out, but I'm risking it. Yeah, I should have known better and just like grabbed someone and said, hey, I just need to jump into this IGA, this service station, and just grab some food, because the risk of bonking and feeling terrible and just really groveling to get home, like in survival mode, and having everyone wait for you at the top of the climb is just not I don't want to be that guy, you know? I've been that guy before, and I just don't need to be. I should just know better. Anyway, you're probably thinking like, oh, where did you blow up, Chris? Where did everyone have to wait for you? It didn't happen. Like, just one of those days, you know?
I can start to see the tan lines forming, Pete.
Yeah.
Of course. Piece of shit. You're gonna go again, I know it. Like boost. zone 2.
Not much.
4 hours endurance.
Same.
So when we got to the top of waterfall, Lukey was the one that was having the bad day. He was a shell of a human, absolutely depleted. He scabbed a muesli bar off me, the diabetic. I had 1 bar left to get me home.
Sorry. That's all I got. Yeah.
Because you should have seen him. He was just white, just gone. And I'm like, that could have been me. And I risked it with my nutrition on the way back. Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. And he didn't come good till like halfway back from Waterfall to Sutherland, which is only like it's a 25-minute ride. Oh, Lukey. Yeah. Yeah, after seeing him, it was just like, if I take anything away from this ride, it's don't risk nutrition. I think he even scabbed a gel and another bar off Pete just to get back to Sutherland, and we were only doing like 150 watts back. It was an absolute cruise back to Sutherland.
Was it Ming or Ning?
Yeah,
It was Ming. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, you very good memory.
Sometimes.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's want a little bag?
Oh, that's okay.
Wait a minute.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.
Oh my gosh.
It'll still be good.
Still good. Still good. Is that brown?
No.
Pink. Where'd you get it?
The last one.
That's about how deep the rock pool was. Brown sugar. Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Mitch.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, if I don't see you before Pete, enjoy the ride. Thanks, Pete.
He's got much training.
Okay, time for some food. The ride by the numbers. 151 kilometers, 4 hours, 55 minutes, average speed 31, normalized watts 238, TSS 330, 2100 meters, ascent. I actually thought it would have been a little bit more than that, because we went all the way down to Wollongong and went up Keira, down Kembla, and then all the way back along the coastal road. Power balance, exactly 50-50 left and right. Calories burned, 3,652. Estimated sweat loss, 3.42 liters. I definitely didn't drink that much. Good thing is I feel fine. It was awesome. Bring on tomorrow.